Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, February 14, 2023. The moon spends the day in your work and health sector, calling your attention to the details of your daily life. Getting on top of them can be particularly useful to you. Today's transits can find you in a determined mood, ready to take on a challenge or deal with a matter directly. There's clarity in your communications. You're in a strong cycle for working with others towards a common goal or a cherished dream independently. Focusing on long-term happiness goals can be healing and empowering. There is a slight risk that you might become a little too wrapped up in these projects at the expense of other life departments. Otherwise, it's a great time to devote extra attention to revived plans and dreams. The moon will swim like a sea serpent through the depths of Scorpio today. Our emotions will feel all or nothing. This will be a period where you'll be eager to demand the truth and uncover your innermost desires when it comes to your personal or romantic life. For singles, you may feel like you yearn for intensity and tremendous closeness. Sex, intimacy, and passion will also hunger from within you. If you're feeling excessive energy to express your libido, do so assertively, but make sure everyone's on the same team. That way, no one will get sliced by the scorpion's stinger. How invested are you in your work life? You will need to focus on having a healthy relationship with your professional habits, routines, and more while the moon is fall in Scorpio. Since the moon is conjunct with the south node in Scorpio, it might be easy for you to fall back into old habits that do not serve your highest good. Luckily, you have the opportunity to shift perspective to focus on your mental health and secret needs to make work bearable, since the moon will also oppose both the north node and Uranus in Taurus. At the same time that Pluto is adjusting to once again being on his own in your financial sector, today's stars are more focused on giving you a professional edge, but in a way that could have implications down the track on the income front. It is a friendly aspect between the moon as it moves through your work sector and Venus, the planet of money in your career sector, that is energizing things professionally ahead of new income potential next month. Make the most of the current aspect by staying open to your friends. There is still the problem of communication, however, so don't forget to think before you speak. Communication is key during this transit, so it's important to know how you feel about a given matter before you choose to speak out about it. Take some time to yourself and meditate however that works for you. A virtual yoga class is always good for body and mind. You're sure to find your creative talents at a peak level on this day. Your own 3 essence is in the air, and with this, you will find it irresistible to find ways to express yourself. Be sure that you don't spend the entire day talking. Save some of this wonderful energy for your artistic endeavors. By using this time to your full advantage, you may find that you create some of the best work you've ever done. This can be richly rewarding for you. Plan your schedule before heading out today. As the moon makes its only visit to your work sector while Venus is in your career sector, they not only move into a friendly aspect, but just as she moves into her final 7 days. With the sun still 6 days away from turning the solar spotlight onto your work situation and job matters, and Venus set to align with dreamy Neptune before then, it is already more about listening to your heart and a sense of what you want. The moon is helping but creating a direct link between heart and gut. In between the moon's departure from your romantic sector yesterday and its return to your relationship sector tomorrow, there is a chance to pause. Today is more about holding on to the spirit of romance and getting the most out of the romantically charged lunar vibes of the last few days before giving your relationships your full attention from tomorrow. Our eyes in the sky. It's important to remember that our emotions can be complex and often stem from multiple sources. It's important to be mindful of this and not to assume that just because you're feeling a certain way, it must be because of a particular person or situation. By taking some time to reflect and practice self-awareness, you can gain a better understanding of the root of your emotions. This can also help you to better manage your emotional responses, so that you don't end up transferring your frustrations onto others. Exercise can be a great tool for helping to manage our emotions. Not only does it provide an outlet for stress and frustration, but it also has physical and mental health benefits that can contribute to overall well-being. Whether it's a yoga class, a run through the park, or a simple walk, taking time for physical activity can be a great way to tune out the world and focus on yourself. This can give you the space you need to reflect and process your emotions, so that you can better understand their origin and manage them in a healthy way. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed or confused emotionally, it's okay to take some time for yourself. Whether it's through exercise or simply spending some time alone, give yourself the space to reflect and process your feelings. This can help you to better understand your emotions and prevent them from causing harm to yourself or others. When faced with unexpected events, it's easy to become overwhelmed by our emotions and react impulsively. However, it's important to remember that the universe is not necessarily working against us. In these moments, it's crucial to take a step back and examine our tendencies towards reactivity. If we can learn to control our impulses, we will have more control over our own lives and the outcome of events. By making stillness our objective and striving to keep our cool, we can avoid acting on instinct and instead, wait for things to unfold. This is not to say that we should remain passive, but rather that we should approach events with a sense of detachment and openness. By doing so, we can better understand the situation and respond in a way that is in line with our values and goals. It's also important to remember that the Scorpio moon opposing Uranus in Taurus is a temporary cosmic event and will pass. By being mindful of our emotional reactions during this time, we can use this opportunity to learn more about ourselves and develop better strategies for managing our emotions in the future. So, if you're feeling surprised or frustrated today, try to keep your cool and wait for the chips to fall. You'll be in a much better position to make informed decisions when you have a clearer head and a calm mind. The trine between the moon and Pallas, the goddess asteroid of wisdom, is a time of potential insight and clarity. If we have been patient and mindful throughout the day, we may now be gifted with a solution to our dilemma. This is because the emotional intensity that previously clouded our judgment has now subsided, allowing us to see things from a different perspective. As the moon aligns with Pallas, we may be presented with a clue, a pattern, or a sign that we were unable to see before. This is a time to trust our intuition and pay attention to the information that is being revealed to us. We can use this newfound wisdom to make decisions that are in line with our values and goals, and to move forward in a way that supports our health and well-being. It's important to remember that the key to making progress is to do so in a way that is sustainable and doesn't come at the expense of our health and well-being. Intensity can be a powerful force, but it can also be destructive if not channeled in a strategic way. By employing intensity in a strategic manner, we can harness its power to work for us rather than against us. This can help us to achieve our goals and make progress in a way that supports our overall health and happiness. So, as the moon trines Pallas in Cancer, take some time to reflect on your goals and values, and pay attention to any insights or information that may be revealed to you. With careful consideration for your health and well-being, you can make progress and achieve success in a way that supports you and your happiness.